Am I the a-hole for telling my son's girlfriend to break up with him? My, female 41, son, male 20, has been in a relationship with his girlfriend, Lily, female 20, for about 3 years now. I love my son and I hate to say this, but he's not turned out to be a good person. He has very little work ethic, has no desire to get a job or go to college, and spends most of his time gaming or partying. Lily, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. She's very studious, has aspirations to be a doctor, is a very good swimmer, and is currently away at college. When my son and Lily first got together in high school, they were an excellent match. We loved having Lily over and my son definitely took more care of himself. Since then, it's rapidly deteriorated. I know my son still loves Lily, but he never gives her the attention she deserves, and with her clear potential, I just feel she deserves better. When Lily came to visit a few days ago, she was visibly upset. When my son went to the store, I asked her if she was okay, and she told me that she didn't know what to do and wondered why my son had such little ambition and was so lazy. I told her I didn't see it changing anytime soon, as that's my view given it's been ongoing for almost 2 years. When she asked what I would do in her situation, I told her to put herself first and what she wanted. Lily thanked me and said she'd think about things. Well, earlier today, my son comes downstairs in a rage telling me that Lily had broken up with him via text. I asked him what she said, and apparently the message referred to discussions with your mom that had made her rethink the relationship. My son was livid that I'd gotten involved and said I'd overstepped boundaries. I told him that I didn't advise Lily to leave him, just said she had to make her own choices and decide what was best for her. My son is now not talking to me, and my husband is annoyed, believing that having no Lily will make my son's rut last even longer. I also miss having Lily around. So, am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. You didn't tell her to end the relationship. You told her to consider her needs. Your son certainly wasn't. Tell your husband it isn't up to Lily to get your son out of his rut, and maybe he needs to spend more time teaching him how to be a good man and not a mooch. Let your son be angry. He will do one of two things: stay angry or get off his butt and start pulling his own weight. Too many young adults have little to no aspirations and are more concerned living in the moment.
Husband should really back the fuck off of volunteering Lily to be his son's emotional support animal. Pretty dehumanizing to be reduced to the cure for the son's apathy, laziness, and selfishness. She is her own person with her own wants and dreams, not the manic pixie dream girl who comes in to save a man from himself.
Not the a-hole. You didn't tell her to break up with him. You told her she needs to put herself first, which is solid advice to anybody. The fact that putting herself first meant breaking up with your son is his issue for being a waste of space. Your husband can also get in the bin expecting Lily to get him out of his rut. If it's that simple, he can get involved and sort it. He's his son. Besides, who knows? Maybe this will be the kick in the arse he needs to sort himself and win her back. Unlikely, as this isn't a rom-com, but never say never.
A woman I loved dumped my drunk, lazy, dead-end job ass. Broke my heart. I knew we would never get back together. We never did. I was miserable and full of self-pity. But I had enough sense to know I had to change. Got sober. Started college again. Graduated and moved away for law school. Met a woman. Became a lawyer. Got married. I am so grateful to the woman back home who dumped my ass. I owe her everything. If she never had dumped me, I wouldn't be who I am today. So maybe the son, like I did years ago, needs a wake-up call. Not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole. If your son still has health insurance benefits, require him to go to 2 appointments. 1. Medical doctor for thorough checkup. 2. Mental health professional for evaluation and enough therapy sessions to understand where he is at. Lazy can mean lots of things. Also, come up with a plan with your spouse to require son to make progress.
Would I be the a-hole if I rescinded my offer to pay for a friend's birthday dinner after they picked somewhere I can't eat? My friend Luke is turning 40, and I offered to pay for him and a group of our friends to have dinner anywhere Luke wanted. Luke knows I've been vegan since my 20s, and it's never been an issue before. When I asked where he made reservations, he said a local barbecue place that is famous here for having a menu that mocks people who don't eat meat, like literally has a section that says vegetarian options. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. I asked what he expected me to eat, and he got huffy and said, well, it's his birthday so it shouldn't matter. I should eat before getting there and just order drinks while everyone else eats dinner and still enjoy everyone's company, etc. This sounds miserable to me. I had zero expectations of Luke picking somewhere vegan-friendly. Hell, I expected him to pick a steakhouse and I would have been fine with a salad and some sides. I didn't expect him to choose somewhere that prides themselves on meat being in every single dish on the menu. I want to tell him never mind, and buy him a traditional birthday gift instead, but feel like a massive a-hole for taking back my offer. I don't know what to do, to be honest. Edited to add, this is a group of 9, so I'm also feeling miffed about spending $300 plus on a meal I can't eat. Second edit, the exact text I sent said this: hey, I want to take you and the friend fam out to dinner for your birthday. Make a reservation somewhere and let me know.
Not the a-hole. I get that you offered and said he could pick anywhere he wanted. This is extremely generous of you. So generous, in fact, that you should have at least been considered when picking the venue. Even on people's birthdays, my friend group makes sure to pick restaurants that cater to everyone's dietary restrictions and allergies. That's what you do when you care about your friends. The choice he made feels very intentional on his part and not in a good way. Honestly, it seems he thought it would be funny to humiliate you. He's using the fact that it's his birthday to get away with it. Luke doesn't sound like a great friend. How you handle this is up to you. I personally would tell him that choosing the one restaurant that intentionally excludes people like you is very telling and you will not be participating.
Why would you pay for other people's meal? You can treat him, but not 9 people.
I offered because we all never get to see each other as a group very often anymore since college. I know Luke and some of the others are still struggling, and I'm thankfully comfortable financially. I wanted everyone to be able to enjoy themselves without being stressed about money.
Not the a-hole. You offered to take him to dinner. That implies that you also eat at the dinner. He is being completely unreasonable and I absolutely would not put up with it. If you were feeling very generous, you could give him a second crack at finding somewhere that he will like and still pay for the dinner. But given his behavior and expectations, I personally would cut him off at this point.
Communicate with him. I offered to take you out to eat, right? You picked a place that only has meat on the menu, and you know I'm vegan. Yep. You said anywhere. And it doesn't matter to me that you can't eat anything on the menu, because I'm an a-hole. Okay, I retract my offer. Not the a-hole. Your friend is being a complete jerk to you, but you're wondering if you're the a-hole.
Am I the a-hole for making my wife cry several times over work? I, 27 male, have made my wife, 27 female, cry constantly over her being willing unemployed for over 4 months. She left her last job because it was, in her terms, making her stressed. It was a 3-day-a-week, 18 hours job. She earned $600 WK, AUD. We have a joint home loan at $370K remain and our savings are sinking. I told her I was in support of her leaving her job under the one condition that she had more work lined up, even if it paid less. She instead quit the week after I said it. 3 months passed, and she had no job still. Bills coming in constantly, and I had taken up extra shifts to cope. But in all of this, the savings we have are dropping. Last month I started to tell her she needs to find work, and she comes up with a different excuse each time. I broke down the home loan repayments and explained how we can't afford them if she doesn't work and that we are unable to buy anything other than essentials, and she seems to understand. After a week I asked if she had applied to any jobs and she said no. I blew up, yelled and told her she is being extremely unfair as I am working overtime and have little free time, whereas she doesn't even keep the home in order outside of doing dishes and laundry when I tell her to. This repeats weekly. Today when I noticed she was a bit upset, I asked what's wrong and she said she wanted me to spend time with her. I have 1 day off a week, and I said I could have more free time if you were working. She said, "You don't care about my feelings, you just want me to get a job." And I yelled at her for letting me handle all financial responsibility again. She argues that she applied for 6 jobs but they all asked for ID checks and she wasn't bothered to do them. I am very angry. I told her I am not her money pig and she can get work or we are done. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole, you have to work overtime and that is stressful for you. Yet you can't quit, but if she is stressed she has the option to quit. How is it fair? She is mooching off you.
I wish I could. I don't enjoy being tired every day. I want to work less.
Divorce her.
She's legally responsible for half that home loan and half the bills. I'm assuming you don't have kids since you didn't mention them. She quit her job because she was stressed, but she has no problems increasing your stress. It sounds like she doesn't do housework unless you tell her to. She claims you don't care about her feelings, but she clearly doesn't respect you or care about your feelings. I don't know what her reasoning is, but this marriage is over unless she makes some big changes. She's using you and has no problem taking everything from you. You might want to consult with a lawyer to talk about your options.
I try to explain to her, and she says to me to not take extra work. I don't want to be homeless, so that isn't an option. She doesn't seem to care that I feel like shit every day even though I express it.
Not the a-hole. Your wife is selfish. On the chance she isn't just being selfish and entitled, is it possible she is depressed?
Could be depression. I have asked her if she wants help for her mental health, and she says things like, I don't want help, I just want a diagnosis. And, they can't help me, I know what I am.
Not the a-hole. Depressed or not, there's no excuse for a grown adult to act the way she's acting. Cut your losses and let her go. Reducing your stress will be beneficial to you in the long run. You already said you can do it by yourself. If you decide to break things off, stand your ground. She sounds very manipulative and will try to guilt trip you into not leaving her, but it's time. She does nothing around the house while you bust your ass to have a home. She's selfish, greedy, manipulative. The list goes on and on.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.